This presentation will go over the muscles of the upper extremity. Some useful terminology before we begin. The origin of a muscle is the muscle attachment location that moves less. The insertion is the muscle attachment location that moves more. An action for a muscle is the movement performed by that muscle described in anatomical motion terminology. This is the upper extremity model. This is the primary model that we will use to show the muscles of the shoulder, arm, and forearm. Some other useful terminology. The arm is the section of the upper extremity between the shoulder and the elbow. The forearm is the section of the upper extremity between the elbow and the wrist. The hand is the section of the upper extremity distal to the wrist. This muscle is the deltoid. The deltoid is named for its shape. It is shaped like the Greek letter delta. It is a triangle. The deltoid has three origins. The first origin is the spine of the scapula. The second is the acromial process of the scapula. And the last is the acromial end of the clavicle. The insertion for the deltoid is the deltoid tuberosity. The action for the deltoid muscle is to abduct the arm. But the deltoid can also assist in flexing and extending the arm. Now I'm going to go over a muscle group, the rotator cuff. There are four muscles in the rotator cuff. The first muscle is located right here. This muscle is called supraspinatus. Supraspinatus is located superior to the spine of the scapula. Supraspinatus's origin is the supraspinous fossa. Its insertion is the greater tubercle of the humerus. The action of supraspinatus is to assist the deltoid muscle in abducting the arm. It will initiate the abduction of the arm through the first 30 degrees of abduction. The second muscle in the rotator cuff group is this muscle. This is infraspinatus, located inferior to the spine of the scapula. The origin of infraspinatus is the infraspinous fossa. It too inserts on the greater tubercle of the humerus. The action for infraspinatus is to rotate the arm laterally. The next muscle in the rotator cuff group is this muscle here. This is called teres minor. Teres minor origin is the lateral border of the scapula. Its insertion is also the greater tubercle of the humerus. This muscle can adduct the arm, extend the arm, or rotate the arm laterally. The last muscle in our rotator cuff group is located on the anterior of the scapula. It's this muscle right here. This muscle is called subscapularis. Subscapularis's origin is the subscapular fossa. Its insertion is the lesser tubercle of the humerus. This muscle can rotate the arm medially. Here we see a portion of latissimus dorsi. Latissimus dorsi's origins are the spinous processes of vertebra T7 to the sacrum. Its insertion is the intertubercular sulcus of the humerus. Latissimus dorsi can extend the arm, it can adduct the arm posteriorly, and it can rotate the arm medially. Here we see part of pectoralis major. Pectoralis major's origins are the clavicle and the sternum, and it inserts on the humerus distal to the greater tubercle. Pectoralis major can flex the arm, adduct the arm anteriorly, or rotate the arm medially. There are three main muscles in this compartment. The first is in the anterior side of the arm. This muscle is called biceps brachii. Biceps brachii has two origins. First is the coracoid process of the scapula, and second is the supraglenoid tubercle of the scapula. Its insertion is the radial tuberosity of the radius. Biceps brachii will flex the forearm, but primarily when the forearm is in the supinated position. It can also supinate the forearm, and it can also help you flex your arm. This muscle is the brachialis. The brachialis originates on the humerus and inserts on the coronoid process of the ulna. The brachialis flexes the forearm, but when it's in the pronated position. The last muscle of the arm is the muscle you see in the posterior compartment of the arm. This is triceps brachii. Triceps brachii has three origins. The first is the infraglenoid tubercle of the scapula. The second is the proximal third of the humerus. And the last is the distal half of the humerus. It inserts on the olecranon process of the ulna. The primary action of the triceps brachii is to extend the forearm, but it can also help you extend your arm. Some of the muscles in the forearm can move the forearm, but the majority of them are to move the hand. We're going to start with the muscles that move the forearm. The first is this muscle right here. This muscle is called brachioradialis. Brachioradialis will flex your forearm when the forearm is in the semi-pronated position. Our next muscle is this muscle. This muscle is pronator teres. Its primary job is to pronate the forearm, but it also can assist in flexing the forearm. This muscle is called flexor carpi radialis. Flexor carpi radialis will assist in flexing the hand, abducting the hand, or flexing the forearm. This muscle is flexor carpi ulnaris. It will flex the hand and adduct the hand. This muscle is extensor carpi ulnaris. It will extend the hand and adduct the hand. This muscle is called extensor digitorum. If you follow the tendon for extensor digitorum into the hand, you will see that it will branch out and branch into the fingers. It's going to extend the fingers. This muscle is extensor carpi radialis longus. It extends and abducts the hand.